Okay guys, we are in the Lincoln Aviator now. Let's take it for a little drive. Awesome. So, under the hood of this Aviator, we have let's turn the ventilated seats on because it is hot, a little warm today. I don't know why everything is in Celsius. I'm not even gonna bother with that right now. So under the hood of this Aviator, we have a twin turbocharged V6 engine. Might as well pop it into Excite mode for fun. Why not? The car is lowering now, the air suspension. I can feel it. Just drop down to it's still going. And it just stopped. Okay, that was pretty cool. It drops really quickly for an air suspension. I do actually quite like that. Pop it into drive. Press that button there. I think the e-brake is on right now. I'll turn that off. It has automatic brake hold on as well. And you can just set off easily like that. Awesome. So, Aviator, what are we dealing with here? So, as we are in Excite mode, the suspension is stiffer. It is an adjustable dynamic suspension. 400 horsepower. You can definitely feel it, and there's a lot of boost going on there as well. Now, you have paddle shifters as well. We're gonna end that part of it mainly because this is not a performance vehicle. I don't think it's designed to be a performance vehicle, and I don't think Lincoln's intentions were to make it a performance vehicle. They just wanted to give you an adequate amount of power to have a luxurious, quiet flight experience. Now, it is generally pretty quiet in here, but before we get to that part, let's just finish up this driving impressions because it isn't a good handling vehicle. You're not going to be buying an Aviator through buying a handling vehicle. The steering is very, very light. Direct, you can feel where you're going with these big wheels on it, but it's light. You don't know what's going on around the corners. Like I can steer it with one finger, I'd be happy. It's meant for the straight line cruising experience. I think that's its big highlights here. Now, I just popped it back into normal mode. Actually, I think it was in conserve mode. Went to normal mode. I believe the suspension will rise up a little bit more and it will become really more comfy. Now, you can get smaller wheels. I don't know if these wheels are going to be helping the ride too much. I know they just repaved this road. It used to be a disaster, which I was hoping it would still be, so I can kind of show you what it sounds like in here. But it is pretty smooth when you're just cruising around. Once you start trying to push it to its limit, try to use that 400 horsepower, you're going to notice a few things. It doesn't handle particularly well, and there does seem to be some issues, I think, with the connection between the gearbox and the engine. There's a little bit of lag with the engine, and I don't know if it's so much the engine's fault or more of the gearbox's fault. I find it gear hunting sometimes, and it is an automatic 10-speed gearbox. I think it was newer for when this generation first came out for the Aviator, so I'm not sure the software is completely well calibrated and everything, but I don't find it to be a fantastic experience sometimes. But you are gonna have to be dealing with that. Paddle shifters, honestly, useless. I wouldn't even use them. They don't do much. They're not very well suited for this vehicle, and the shift times are so terribly slow that it's kind of pointless, honestly, to me, to even attempt to use them. But like I'm saying, I'm making these complaints as if this is a performance vehicle, and it's not. It is a luxury vehicle first, and that's how it should be treated. I mean, you do treat it like that, the shifts are a little bit smoother than you're probably going to imagine. So just don't push it. Other than that, it is pretty comfortable. Like I said before, you do have a lot of safety systems, and this heads-up display is massive. It is really, really big. I don't know the exact inches. I'm going to put that down right there for you guys to see. But you got a lot of information up there, and I think it's a really clear and well-placed display as well, and you can't adjust it if it's not to your liking. Crosswalk right here. Otherwise, it is a very quiet experience in here. This Lincoln's quiet flight kind of theme that we have. Now, if you want, you could put the cruise control type settings on, and they'll unveil all those controls on the steering wheel again. You can do a whole bunch of nice stuff with that. It normally will work better on a highway, of course, but once you do set it, does stay. And you can adjust the speed, of course. You can adjust your following distance, and all that information is actually going to be displayed in your heads-up display, not the center display. So if you're looking down there and being yourself confused, you're going to want to look up there, because all that information will be up there. So your speed, your following distance control, all that's going to be in the heads-up display. They really do want you to focus your eyes on the road for that, which I guess is pretty good. You can just turn it off with a click of a button as well, so it's a super simple operation for that. Now, I'm curious to see what the Aviator is like on a smaller wheel. Generally, the ride is pretty comfortable and pretty soft. It does soak up bumps pretty well, but I can feel that these wheels are a little bit big, I think. And I think it's kind of hampering the ride just a bit. If you do need to accelerate, yeah, it's got the power for sure, but it's a little coarse in its nature. It doesn't have that nice refined engine note you might be looking for in like a luxury vehicle, especially one that's going to be costing the $70,000 to $80,000 range. I do like the turn sock sound as well. It's actually quite nice. Again, the steering, not the best thing in the world, but that's not why you're buying this. And of course, we have to mention that this one does have the Revel audio system. It actually is quite fantastic. I think there actually is if I can find it in the settings, there is an experience mode. Unfortunately, I cannot put on audio because that will mean copyright strikes to YouTube. But I believe there is a experience mode that'll kind of let you get a taste of what the Revel Ultimate system can do. Not all of them have it, unfortunately. Sound, I missed out the first time. Yeah, it's a weird operation of the pedals sometimes. And we'll just pull over for a second so you guys can hear that Revel experience. It is a bummer though, because the Aviator just looks so fantastic outside. And the driving experience, I don't know if it just doesn't, I don't feel like it matches its fantastic looks. Let's park for a hot second and let's take a look into that Revel Ultimate audio system, because I think it's a fantastic experience. Just park right here, because it only will let you do it in park. Push that button to park right there, which is really cool. I want to make sure you guys can see and hear this. So you can press play experience. Turn the volume up. Whoa. Okay, that's the Revel Ultimate audio experience. Pretty good speakers, I will say. Not the best. Volvo's systems are definitely going to sound better. I can guarantee you that. And probably the competitors will sound. I haven't tested everything in this class, but I know for a fact Volvo systems with the Bowers and Wilkins sounds much better. This is pretty good. It's not bad. I still think even Acura's ELS studio system is a little bit more superior than this, but it is a generally good audio system. There's a little bit of rattling coming from this end of the speakers I did notice just from that one test. But other than that, that was my only complaint from that. But thank you guys for joining me on this quick drive video of the Lincoln Aviator. You know, if I was to give it like a score, I don't know, if a number or a letter, let's go with a number. Driving experience, 6, maybe 7 out of 10. It's not the best thing on the planet at all, but it's not the worst. So that's where I'm going to have to place it for that. Anyways, luxury level. I think it's going to get a B- around that level if we're going to go on that scale, or maybe like a 7 if you're thinking of luxury, 7.5. I'm really anticipating they change some nice things for this facelift that I know is coming really soon, so we'll stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for a lot more coming from Allcarnews.